It's time for your Low Country real estate market update. It's the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show. Brian is one of the top 1% real estate agents in Charleston. Find him online at listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. Or call him at 843-345-1273. Now, broadcasting from the WTMA studios, here's your host, Brian Beatty.
Good morning, Charleston. Welcome to another edition of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show here on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com. Really interesting show for you this morning. I'm going to give you a chance to tell us exactly what's wrong with the real estate industry this morning. I'm live. I'm in the studio. I want to take your calls. Of course, I'm going to keep it real, as I always do on this program. And really what I want to hear from you today. I want to hear what you like, dislike, despise about the real estate agents, the process, the market. I just want to hear what you guys have to say. And I'm going to ask some pretty specific questions along the way. But here's my take on this, and here's what I really want to get across kind of over the next hour or so, which is this. I think that a large portion of the real estate industry is failing you. And I want to tell you why over the course of the next hour. And it's not just going to be me complaining for an hour. Of course, I'm going to offer some constructive criticism and tell you how to avoid these mistakes and these pitfalls and this extreme level of frustration that we as a general public seem to be experiencing, not just as it relates to real estate, but in many different industries and ways. And so I want to hear from you this morning. How are we failing you? You know, when you go to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, and you're the first thing that you do, what is that? Do you go online? Do you ask friends for advice? Do you look for homes for sale? Do you research the value of your home? Do you do things like listen to this radio show? I'm curious to know how you go about the process of I guess, absorbing information to help in the decision-making process. Where do you go? What do you do? What's helpful? What's not helpful? I'm going to get on my soapbox here in just a minute, but the number here in the studio is 843-556-1250. 843-556-1250. That's the number to be on the show. And so here's the deal. You know, I was about to buy a car last week. And this is a perfect parallel. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why people, I think, are so frustrated in the world of real estate right now. Not just real estate agents, but of course consumers as well. And so here I am. I want to buy a car. I'm researching trucks. You know, I always kind of go like SUV, sedan, SUV right now. I'm a Mercedes guy. I do admit that I like my cars. But I'm thinking about getting a truck, right? Some nice trucks out there, really nice trucks. So I input my information on an online form so that I could talk to somebody. I had some specific questions, and then the bombardment began. Multiple car salesmen calling multiple times a day on top of all the other crap that I get throughout the day. You know, emails, phone calls, text messages. And so what was really interesting and illuminating to me is just how cheesy these people were on the phone. I mean, the scripts that they're using, the process that they're using. You know, the last thing I want is to come across as somebody that sounds like I'm reading a page out of a book, because that's not what we do. But all these folks are, you know, using the same scripts. They're saying the same things, just in different ways. They don't sound genuine. They're not answering my questions. They're trying to set an appointment with me, which is, you know, I get it. You know, I'm in sales. I've been in sales basically my entire life. So I know what they're doing and why they're doing it. But the problem is they're not creating any sort of connection or relationship with me. The only guy that actually got through to me and kind of earned my respect was the person that texted me and said, "Hey, man, I just want to chat with you. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to help. You know, buzz me back whenever you get a minute. I'm sure you're busy." What a perfect text message. I mean, come on. That's exactly what I was looking for. And so it's really interesting how I responded to someone else and to how I was subjected to that sales process. So it just gave me a lot of insight into that. But you know what's interesting is that here's what's changed over the past several years. And again, we're talking about the real estate process and some of the frustrations with agents, with the process, with the market. I want to hear what you have to say about this. I want to hear about what you like and don't like as it relates to the way in which agents treat you or your information once you put it online. You know that we're in this whole clickbait world where if you want anything of real value, you have to input your information, which means you have to be subjected to all these phone calls and text messages and emails and so on and so forth. I want to know how you think we could do a better job with that. This is market research for me right now, so I'm going to continue telling you my story. But if you want to tell me yours, if you want to share a frustration with me, or maybe you have some questions, the number here in the studio to be on the program is 843-556-1250, 843-556-1250. So here's what's interesting. Remember Angie's List when it came out several years ago? How cool would it be that if you have something that you need to get done around the house, that you just go online, you input your information and what you need done, and then all of a sudden you've got 2 or 3 people that are calling you, begging you for the job. I mean, that was cool. And to an extent, it still is. But what's really interesting is that now, whenever we call somebody immediately after they register on our website or they download some content that we're giving away for free, and we call them right back, it's almost like half of them are annoyed that we're calling them. It's just very interesting how that's changed. But here's what I think is happening. And I'm curious to hear your take on this. Again, 843-556-1250 is the number in the studio. It doesn't matter if you're buying a house or you're getting your air conditioning system serviced. You have to input your information online these days, which means you are then subjected to ridiculous amounts of unwanted phone calls, text messages, and email addresses, and emails, automated emails. It's annoying. I get it. I, as a real estate agent, don't want to be annoying. I want to be helpful. But the challenge is in our industry, for years and years and decades, we have been taught to close, handle the objection, set the appointment, get in front of them, offer value, get the deal closed. And I'll tell you that I am at the point and have been at the point for quite a while now to where I am not putting as much stock in my team setting quote unquote appointments. That to me is just old school. All I care about is relationships. I want my agents to offer value so that we form a relationship. Because everybody else is just going to try to close you, set an appointment, get in front of you to talk about, hey, why wait? Why not do it now? Now's the perfect time to buy. Didn't you know that? It's been the perfect time to buy every month for the past decade. According to real estate agents, there's always a reason why it's the best time to buy or best time to sell. I don't care if you want to buy right now or you want to buy 3 years from now. It's your time frame, not mine. I just want to understand why that's important to you and what you hope to accomplish between now and then so that you're ready when you're ready. It's just that simple. So the question then is, how do we communicate that value to you in a constructive way that's not annoying? I really would like for some calls on this so that you can tell me how you prefer to be communicated with. What is it about the real estate industry that just annoys you right now? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. 843-556-1250. But, anyways, the frustration here is that if I don't put some sort of lead capture system on the information I provide, then here's the reality. Somebody else is going to. And I'm going to potentially lose that business. Does that kind of suck? Yeah, it does. But it's the way it is. And so I have to play the game a little bit. And I'm not naive enough to think that I can just give everybody a bunch of information for free and generate a ton of phone calls, because that's just not the way it works. You have to be in the right place at the right time. And, of course, offer value to people so that they want to communicate with you. But so many I mean, the stats are overwhelming on this. The overwhelming majority of the time, people work with the first real estate agent they come into substantial contact with. The person that seems somewhat intelligent, can talk about the market somewhat intelligently, is the person that basically 8 times out of 10 is going to get the business, on the buying side at least. So long as they have some sort of lead capture system in place, their chances of getting business skyrocket. And then it's just a matter of, all right, well, how wide can I spread my net? How many people can I get in front of? How much information can I disseminate to increase my chances of getting quote-unquote leads so that I can sell them something? That's the game. And don't get me wrong. And, it's not like I'm saying I'm not playing this game anymore. I play the game. I'm great at the game because you know what? When I'm marketing my properties for sale, you want me to be really good at that game. You want me to find buyers for your property, have a way of capturing their information, and then speaking to them intelligently and, with compassion as well for their needs, their timeline, rather than always trying to be the hammer that closes people. That doesn't work. People are too sensitive to that these days. And quite frankly, they have too much information. Not too much information, but they have enough information to determine that, hey, for the majority of this research phase, they don't need us. And that's becoming more and more true. And I'm going to tell you how that's impacting our industry in other ways when we return. But again, I want to hear your thoughts on this. I want to hear how we as a real estate industry are failing you, what we can get better at. And we're going to keep this conversation rolling. So the number here in the studio is 843-556-1250. 843-556-1250. And stick around. This is the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on the Big Talker 1250 WTMA.
Visit Brian Beatty's website at listingsincharleston.com. The Brian Beatty Real Estate Show continues next on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA.